In the beginning of the 20th century, Mexico was transitioning from the 35-year-long regime of Porfirio Diaz into the 10-year-long Mexican Revolution. Simultaneously, Thomas Edison presented to the world his latest invention, the kinetoscope, which marked the birth of cinema. After the revolution and years of coming to political stability, Mexican cinema found a peaceful settlement, thus igniting aspiring filmmakers to experiment with the medium. A few of those filmmakers saw potential in the medium to draw connections of the past of Mexico City with the direction it was taking. Fernando de Fuentes is credited as the father of the golden age in Mexican cinema. He began his filmmaking production career as the assistant director for Mexico's first sound film, Santa. The themes of Santa range from Mexican identity to a perspective of modernization over traditionalism, which would linger into de Fuentes' mind. Vámonos con Pancho Villa is claimed as the first film of the Golden Age. Throughout the film, de Fuentes questions the meaning of war as a distant observer, using his background in film production to his advantage in fostering his beliefs. The film begins with members of the Diaz regime trying to figure out who may have killed one of their soldiers in the night. The head of the post has suspicions of who may have committed the crime, a young man by the name of Becerril. De Fuentes hints to this conclusion with small details such as the mother of Becerril being overly gracious and a bit nervous.
Buenos días. ¿Qué quiere almorzar hoy, mi capitán?
A shot of a shotgun hidden beneath a pile of split wood. And Becerril subtly piling more split wood onto the shotgun as the suspicious soldier approaches from behind him. After distracting the soldier with witty dialogue, Becerril manages to escape before further interrogation. He finds his way to Tiburcio Maya's home, the leader of a six-man group called Los Leones de San Pablo, and the main character of the film. From there, the group find themselves joining Pancho Villa's rebellion and battling the enemy. However, at this moment of the film, De Fuentes begins to analyze the extreme situations of war with an uncompromising yet intellectual bias. As members of the group begin to die in efforts to satisfy the ambitions of Pancho Villa shows no gratitude to their sacrifices and continues forward. Tiburcio Maya is ordered to kill smallpox-infected Becerril. After the emotional sequence of Maya following orders, Pancho Villa relieves him of his duties. Maya packs the few belongings he has and walks along a railroad track into the darkness. Emilio Fernandez was a prolific figure of the Golden Age, blending the strengths and weaknesses of Mexico City in all his films. He helped give Mexican cinema critical success through the nationalistic genre he emblematically represented, particularly through his storylines and visual aesthetics. His most famous film, Maria Candelaria, was the first Mexican film to be screened at the Cannes Film Festival in 1946, garnering Best Cinematography and the Palme d'Or. Maria Candelaria tells the story of Maria, a young indigenous woman struggling to make ends meet, being a florist in her community, for she is shamed by them for being the daughter of a prostitute. Maria's struggle only escalates throughout the film. Her prize piglet is killed. She catches malaria. Her fiancé is arrested during their wedding ceremony. And she is stoned to death after being falsely accused of indecency. The film was internationally acclaimed due to its lyrically and simplistically beautiful cinematography. Fernandez and cinematographer Gabriel Figueroa shared a passion in showcasing Mexico's breathtaking landscapes, reminding the spectator on what they were to lose in the transition from traditionalism to urbanization. Luis Buñuel, a Spanish filmmaker, came into Mexico City during the climax of the Golden Age. It was in reading a newspaper article that would manifest into Los Olvidados, a film that ranks as one of the best in the Golden Age and most controversial in Mexico City. What makes Los Olvidados an important film of the Golden Age is Buñuel's concentration of the effects of post-Mexican Revolution, urbanization, and the political agendas of Mexico City, ignoring the needs of the lower class. The film begins with introductory credits and bleak, eerie, and somewhat sleazy images of urban slums. The story begins with a young man named El Jaibo, who has just escaped from prison. He finds himself back in the slums of Mexico City, where he leads a ruthless gang of young boys, one of those boys being the main character, Pedro, in committing crimes and terrorizing the community they reside in. The protagonist questions his morality throughout the film, particularly when he complies to the beating of an elderly blind man. Buñuel took a bold and radical approach in presenting the true nature of urbanization's effect on the lower class of the city. The Golden Age of Mexican cinema gave opportunities to aspiring filmmakers to evoke Mexico City's history, pride on the nation's beauty, reflect on the consequences of urbanization, and represent the underrepresented peoples of the city. The Golden Age is an important factor to modern-day Mexican cinema. Mexico City's current most prominent filmmakers emulate the similar political commentaries as the Golden Age, an opportunity that was paid for them through mass scrutiny and high stakes.